Okay. All right. Okay, everybody, welcome to Community Practice. This is Michelle Markle, the YTP statewide coordinator with vocational rehabilitation. And let's do introductions. I'm in the room at U of O with our friends here. To my left, Terry, take it away.
Hi, I'm Terry Falkenstern, Technical Assistant, Central and Eastern Oregon. On to you, my friend.
To the left of Terry is Charlotte here at the U of O. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Mary Jo Erickson. Oh, I got it.
Oh, no, you're good.
Mary Jo Erickson, Lane County and Douglas and Coos and Curry, and that's it.
Hey, I'm Garrett. I'm also technical assistance provider with the Northwest part of Oregon.
Joyce Douglas, I'm Eastern Oregon, Southern Oregon, Albany, Corvallis, Lincoln, all those places.
And we have Jesse.
And
There you go.
I'm not at the university today, so Marion, Polk, let's see, Clackamas County is for technical assistance provider for YTP. Great to be here and see your faces.
Yes. Did Triana make it on? Anybody see that?
And Sally is homesick today also.
Somebody's connecting to audio.
Okay. We will be introducing. Oh, great. Triana is here. Hello, Triana. Where are you? I don't
Hello,
see
can you guys hear me?
We can hear
you. We
you.
hear you.
Awesome. That means I don't have to do Bluetooth. Cool. Thank you. I have
So-
trouble with Zoom sometimes.
Triana, do you want to introduce yourself? Hello?
She's muted again.
You're muted, Triana. I don't know if you know that.
I'm relocating. Hold on. Why don't you guys get started and I'll introduce myself in one moment.
Okay, sounds good. All right. I am going to start sharing my screen here. Okie dokie. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. So we just finished with introductions here, and we will catch up with Triana a little bit later. Some general announcements for today are, hey, we wrapped up OSTC, and I think it was a smashing success. It was so fun. It was so wonderful to see everybody there. So far, we've gotten really positive feedback about all the sessions. We really appreciate everybody making the time in your calendars and your days to travel near or far to get there and spend time and connect and helping us make it a success as well. So big celebration for that. That was amazing and good memories all around. The other few updates that I have for you, which we know everybody would be asking about, is nope, we do not have the RSA monitoring report yet, and nope, we don't have any updates on staffing or the positions that we're going to be posting in VR. So no updates there to share yet. Okay. The big topic, what we're really here to talk about today is our interim Pre-ETS data entry tool. This is specifically for current YTP sites starting now, starting April 2023. And our goals for today are that you all understand the timeline for the remainder of this school year, that you understand how to access and use the interim Pre-ETS data entry tool, that we review options for tracking data. Thank you. We have a handful of our peers online today who are going to show us how they track data, and Triana is going to show some different ideas, and we hope you feel really supported in this area. And finally, just so that you get to know Triana Weeks as your new contact for all things Pre-ETS data reporting. Okay, and Triana, I don't know if you can still hear us, but maybe just before you start speaking at the data tracking place, you can do your intro then. And I'm just going to roll forward. Okay, here is our YTP U of O transition timeline. So this is just going now through this last quarter of the year. Here we are in April, that's why it's bolded. Our Pre-ETS database has been turned off. So the one at the University of Oregon is no longer accepting entries. And today we're here at community practice so that we can train on our interim Pre-ETS data entry tool. And today, later on today, I will be sharing out with you guys in an email the links to the tool, a PDF of this PowerPoint, some other stuff, and it'll be the first time that I'm testing my all YTP transition specialists email group, because ever and ever before this, I would send it to our TAPs who would send it all to you guys. So I am going to include, I'm going to put everybody in the two so you can all see each other, and we're just asking for your help that you take a look at everybody who's on that list. And if I've missed somebody, if there's been a change at your school site, it's specific to just people doing YTP funded transition specialist work. If we've missed anybody, please let me know. All right, moving on to May. Now, Garrett, I can't see anybody or chat or anything like that. So if there's questions,
All
let me
good.
know. Okay. In May, at the community practice in May, we're going to be talking about our whole TTAN. So who are the people in your region? Who are these additional points of contact that you have? We're going to be asking everybody to print, share, and save your YTP detailed data reports, your detail reports. And because we're doing that, because the YTP database also turns off on May 31st. In June, we want you to be sure to complete your Pre-ETS data entry for the quarter. It is due at the end of June. At the 12th, the community practice on the 12th will be doing any status updates. I hope we have status updates by then. So we're going to hold it for then. There isn't going to be a summer academy this year. And that is just because of the precarious timing of everything and not having enough information to provide the clarity we're all seeking. And instead, we are going to be having a YTP celebration June 3rd here in Eugene. And in the next slide, I'll show you that the invitation for that. And that's just to celebrate, you know, the work that's been contributed by anybody current and past involved in YTP through U of O. So we'd love for folks to come and join us there. And then a little reminder that YTP is a year-round pattern of service. So we do want every site to have something going on this summer. It doesn't have to be full-time. There's lots of different flexible ways that you can be scheduling your summertime, but we want students to have access to YTP in some way, shape, or form during the summer. It's critical. It's one of the things that students say is the most meaningful for them. So if you're scratching your head about what to do on that, call your TAP. Your TAPs have wonderful ideas about what you can be doing if you don't have that figured out already. And then July is summer programming, and it might start in June for some of you, but that's when we won't have our TAPs from U of O anymore. So it's just really important that you call on me or call on your regional team for support, that team that we're identifying in May. We're here for you and you're not alone. Okay. This slide shows the information about the celebration here in Eugene on June 3rd. This is a save the date right now with your phone if you want to. You can scan this QR code and you can enter some information and you'll be on the invitation list. And you'll get updates, email updates about where it's going to be in specific time and any other little details that are coming about. I'm so sorry to say there have been questions coming in. Could YTP funds be used to attend this or to travel or for lodging? And that would not be an appropriate use of YTP funds. This really is just a celebration and a party for all the adults that have been contributing and having a good time. So we do want you there, but I am so sorry, YTP funds can't be used to fund that. Okay. Hopefully everybody got the QR code. If not, it will be in the PDF of this PowerPoint we send out later. Whew. Okay, you guys ready to dive into this? I am. I hope so. Now or never, right? Okay, so where we are with Pre-ETS data entry. In the past, we've had our University of Oregon Pre-ETS database. Currently, right now, we have an interim Pre-ETS data entry tool. And then coming soon, we still have this portal. It's called a Orca vendor portal or something like that. But that is something we have to do a big, not a big, but we have to adjust our contract. We have to learn the tool ourselves. We want to have all of our new positions hired. We want those folks to understand how to use the tool, and then we're going to be rolling it out to everyone here. And, you know, ambitiously fall, honestly, more like winter probably, that will be coming. So we'll be using this interim tool in the meantime. Okay, with this Pre-ETS data entry tool, we have one big change. Well, a couple different changes, but here is one of the big changes. With this tool, you will enter the service provided to each student once each month, and you'll only report one service per Pre-ETS category per student per quarter. It's only necessary to report the start date of each Pre-ETS while we're using this tool. So that may take a little while to wrap your head around, but we're going to repeat this over and over again today. And then you probably will need to walk away and think about it, because that was how I experienced the concept of this anyway. All right. So don't feel bad if you're kind of going, wait, what? Okay.
We have a why for that. Why they're doing one.
Yes, I will get to the why when we open the tool.
Okay.
But thank you, Terry, for that reminder. So say that again. I don't know about you guys, but again, like sometimes you hear things said a different way, even though it's the same content, and it helps you really understand. So here's a few other ways to say what we're talking about. There isn't a minimum requirement for providing Pre-ETS per quarter. However, in this tool, you will report no more than one Pre-ETS per category per student per quarter. Another way to put it, no repeats within the same quarter. And yes, start date only. Now,
Can I interject really quickly?
yeah,
Just to be clear, you are reporting one service per category per quarter. That does not mean you can't deliver more than one service per category per quarter, though. So just to make that clear.
clarification, Triana, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open the tool now. I'm going to open the tool now and give you a demo. Where is that? Here it is. Okay. So we have our new tool it's a Microsoft form, and it looks and it feels and it behaves very much like a Google form, if you've ever used a Google form. We have a training tool. That's what we're going to be using today. It says training right up on top, all caps. We also have a live tool. You can see right here, it says live tool, all caps, and it's kind of a purpley background. We're going to be sending you both links. The only way your data will count is if you're using this live tool. And we've built it so that you get messaging if you happen to make an error, but we wanted to give folks both tools so that you can kind of play around if you need to over here in the training tool. And we can use it for training purposes as well. But this live tool is the one that you're going to want to save and use for your monthly data entry. All right. So I'm just going to go right down this thing, and I'm going to read every single word, and I'm going to demonstrate what we mean. And please, if you will, minimize all your other distractions and try to pay really good attention here. That will help us all out in implementing this successfully. All right, Terry asked about why. Why are we doing this, right? This Pre-ETS interim data entry tool is built with the bare minimum requirements for VR to submit quarterly federal data accurately and efficiently. This is not built with program evaluation or improvement planning in mind. That will come later with the adoption of the actual portal. With this tool, you will enter services provided to each student once per month, and you will only report one service per pre-ETS category per student per quarter. It is only necessary to capture the start date of each pre-ETS in this minimal interim tool. Please help us and try to be consistent and use formal formatting, for example, capitalizing names, people, names of schools, etc., when you're typing in your answers. This is not a sophisticated tool. It's not a database. It's just a Microsoft form. Microsoft form, you're wondering, are Microsoft forms, are they secure? We had to check before we could get allowance to use this. They are secure for up to level 4 data, and YTP data is considered level 3. So the information we're putting in here is secure. Moving along. All right. Just like in a Google form, if there's an asterisk, it's a required question. If there isn't, then it's an optional question. Number 1 is the provider name. This is the first and last name of the person who provided the service. For example, George Jetson. For now, we're going to use my name. Is it the first time this student has received a pre-ETS? Right now, we're going to say yes. Yes, it is the first time. And we're just asking you yes, no, or not sure. Did you already enter a pre-ETS for this category for this student this quarter? If yes, you do not need to enter another. If you select yes, this form will end. So right here, if you're like, yep, already did that, then the form would say, thank you, no further information needed, have a lovely day. I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's something like that. Because in our example here, because it's the first time the person's getting a pre-ETS, we're going to say no. When you say no, the form expands. And then here, these next several questions, 4 through 7, are just the student's name. Now, in VR, we follow federal regulations and guidance, so we have to collect the student's legal name. We also have a question around preferred name, if the student has a preferred name. So here we're going to use, as an example, Damien L. Martin. And student goes by Damiana. Okay, so that's the name section. Number 8 is student's date of birth. This is a calendar feature. We love it if you use the calendar feature because it minimizes typos. So here you just hover over the month and year, and you would scroll back. And this will go back a long, long way to like the year that some of our students were born. Let's pick April. Let's pick April 10th, right? And it'll put it in the correct format for us. All of this information that you're putting in here goes into an Excel in the background for us. So these are fields that become columns in an Excel spreadsheet. So that consistency really matters for us for filtering, sorting, giving you information back if you're interested in it, etc. Number 9, the SSID. This is the student's state identifier. It's not the school ID number. It should only contain 7 or 8 digits and can be found in the school file on the IEP or a 504 document. It's typically not like the student ID card that they use to scan into lunch and things like that. It's in their file. So here we're going to do, okay, there's a student ID number. Number 10, is this student counted as part of your YTP contracted numbers? If so, when did they apply for VR? In order for a youth to count as part of your YTP contracted numbers, they must have applied for VR. See your YTP detail report for historical information. And then down here, the options are no, not part of the student base or your contracted numbers. If that's the case, and if they become part of your student base, just capture that next quarter when you're doing this data entry again. And then you could also put, yes, the student started YTP in 17-19 biennium. Yes, they started in the 19-21 biennium. Or yes, the student started in the That's a typo. I'm gonna finish that. 2021-2024 triennium. We're using the word triennium here because in this instance right now, this 1-year extension, you have 3 years to meet your contracted numbers. So you have this whole next year to meet your contracted numbers. All right, let's say no for now up here. And then we get into the ethnicity questions. Multiple answers are accepted. We use all of these because they match our request for consultation pre-ETS form, and they match what's in ORCA, what we end up reporting and running information from in our VR client information system. So let's choose one, let's choose 2. Okay, so you're allowed to choose more than one. This again is multiple answers accepted, a required question. Are you Hispanic or Latino? Same, these words and everything match exactly what's on our form and in our system. Say no. Okay, we're getting close. There's only 18 total questions in this, so we're almost there. School name is number 13. Please, we want you to use the full formal name with capitals in appropriate places, no abbreviations. For instance, we would like you to use Hillsborough High School instead of HHS, okay? If this student is in a program such as an 18 to 21-year-old program or an alternative program, please do one of the following. Name the student's home school. For example, the school where the student would attend if they weren't in your program. Or if the school name is not known, then name the district that hosts your program. All right. If you need help with that one, don't guess, reach out and ask, and we'll help you get to the right answer. For now, I'm going to stick with Hillsborough High School. And then 14 through 18 is pre-ETS delivered. So these are all the same thing. These are the 5 required categories. It goes from counseling on post-secondary education to work readiness training, self-advocacy, job exploration, and work-based learning. Now, the way these are worded is the same for each of them. Counseling on post-secondary education start date, if start date occurred this quarter. Okay, for Damiana. Yep, we delivered something last week right here. Damiana didn't get any workplace readiness training yet, right now. They did get some instruction in self-advocacy and nothing yet. Okay, so those are the only 2 that have happened so far. Now I'm at the end and I hit submit. Look, thanks. This is the training tool. Your entries have not been recorded. Please use the live tool for actual recording of services delivered. So that's a prompt that if you did everything there, you weren't using the right link, you need to come over to the purple guy, the live tool, and do that again. So you'll want to do whatever you need to do, bookmark it, whatever it might be, save your favorites so that you can go to the live tool so that you're not doing double entry. All right, I am going to stop sharing this. I'm going to go. I'm going to pause for a second, see if there's any questions. We're okay with time. We have like a minute or 2 for questions right now, or we can wait till we're at the very end. Garrett, do you see any questions?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Looks like you entered more
Good
than
look,
one.
yeah.
I have a question, but my typer won't work. So when you said that SSID number, what if we didn't have it right away? Can we leave that blank, or do you have to go get it before you fill out that whole form?
You have to get it and have it available before you fill out the form.
Okay.
Now I got a question. Michelle is wondering if we can enter more than one pre-ed at the time.
You can enter more than one pre-ET as long as they're in different categories. So it's more pre-ET per category, per student, per quarter.
Yeah, and what that means is that you only have to enter 1 service per category per student per quarter. So once you've fulfilled that, job exploration, even if you continue providing services to that student in job exploration, you've already entered your 1 and you're good to go.
So I have a question.
So if last quarter that student got job exploration,
Mhm.
this quarter, you also helped them with job exploration. Do you enter it into this brand new again for the new quarter?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, you do.
And another question, we have to enter the student in for each time?
Unfortunately, yes. I would say we tried to make this as simple as possible, but that's one of the one kinks we couldn't work through is that you will have to enter the student each time you go in to enter this. So with that in mind, we thought about data tracking systems and methods that would try and streamline this. And we're gonna shift over here because we're about halfway through to invite some of your peers. Some of your peers are here today to talk to you a little bit about their system for tracking their data. And then Triana's gonna kind of wrap it all up with data tracking methods and systems and stuff like that. But first, we're gonna hear from some of your peers. Let's see. Ginger, are you on the line here?
I am Michelle.
Hello, Ginger. How are you today?
I'm really good. How are you? Good.
I'm doing well.
Good.
Garrett, can anybody share screen?
We can find out real quick, or I can find her and let her.
I can even just put the little link down here of what I do.
Okay. And maybe could you pin Ginger for us? There we go. Hello.
Hi. Let's see.
And guests, just remember, like, it's quick, maybe like 2 minutes to go over your system and then 2-3 tops. Pass it on.
So mine is super easy because I'm someone that like I get kids knocking at my door constantly. Phone rings, bells ring, you know, whatever. You guys know working at schools what it's like. So I literally right underneath my lovely little laptop here, just have my form, super easy. I keep it even with my little Pre-ETS form. Has my dates and everything on it as well. And I just will write the student's name down and then put a date next to whatever Pre-ET I offered. And so then I just later can go back and enter because I don't always have time like right then and there to do it. And I don't want to forget. And I still forget. But I try to capture as many of them as possible.
That's awesome.
So that's what I do.
That's perfect. Thank you. I love seeing the examples. Thank you so much for being willing to share that.
Did she put her form in the thing?
Did you put a link to your form, Mary Jo asked?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay, Hannah, are you on the line here?
I am, yeah.
Okay, Hannah. Garrett, can you?
I'm working on it.
Working on it. He's working on it.
There you are.
No prompting needed for Garrett. Okay.
Good job, Garrett.
Garrett,
So I actually function in a really similar fashion as well. I just create like a little pre-printed Google form and log those students' names and what pre-ETS we would have worked on that day and date it if it's here in my office. And then also when I'm out and about in schools, I have my little planner. And over on the side, there's notes. And so in that, I just document and write down exactly what school I'm at, what student I worked with, and what pre-ETS, or if we're in the community, what that looked like as well, and how I was able to serve them. So it's just a matter of just kind of checks and balances and making sure I'm documenting in multiple places, and then going back and logging those pre-ETS as accurate as I possibly can.
awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Do you have anything you want us to send out to folks afterwards or anything?
No, my form is pretty, it's just a really quick little Excel sheet that I kind of created. It's pretty simple.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Hannah.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Teresa, are you on the line here? On the line. Is this a line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi.
How are you today?
So I do pretty much the same thing. I purchase a new planner every yearly before school starts, and I make sure I try to find the type that have lots of lines to write on. And then I just on that weekly date, I just put the name of the student that I work with and what pre-ETS we did or what activities we did. I keep track of everything daily, so it's on that planner. And then I document and put in my pre-ETS. I usually do it weekly, which that's probably going to change, but yeah. Okay, that's all I do.
You can still
Okay.
do it weekly. If you have a really good outside tracking system, you certainly can keep up with weekly if you want to. That's perfect. We heard a lot of people still like use a planner or a journal type of thing. Speaking of, Deb, you kind of use this method as well. Are you on the line here, Deb Titus?
Yeah, yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Right. Yes.
Okay. I, very similar to the same of the others, but because I have a printing background in graphic arts and things, I just make my own planner. So I've made my planner to fit my needs. I don't know if I can share it, but I can show you on here basically what I do. I just have a schedule of the day. Every student that I meet with, I put down here that I'm going to meet with, and I just kind of make a little note of if I did pre-ETS. But what I have started now, because I want to be sure that I haven't already entered them once, I made up another form, and this just has all of my student names, each of the pre-ETS, and what day I did it, so that I know if I've already done it, I'm going to enter it again. So very simple. But
Perfect. I love seeing all the different ways, you know what I mean? It's just so cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Deb. Mary Jane, are you on?
Yeah, I am.
Hi.
So I love all the different ways too. I had an interesting thing with my first year because I was working in lots of different schools, and I was finding I was not always keeping the same journal or papers and losing them. So I do a Google Doc, and I'm going to see if I could share that. Can I share with?
Give it a shot. If not, I'll fix it.
Let's see. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not using my actual form because I do an all-encompassing form, and I just wanted to keep the students' confidentiality. But so I have pencil sharp here, but I just have like a column with the students. And this was actually adopted from my coordinator, Danette Hackman's sheet that she gave, which has worked awesome. And I just uploaded this to a Google Doc. And every morning when I come into work, I just open this up. So it's always on my laptop. It's there. As students come in, I'll just put the date, and sometimes they're longer entries depending on how many students are coming in. Sometimes it's just quick. Only I can read what the shorthand is at times. And then I highlight, like I capitalize all of my pre-ETS at the end. And then I highlight them. And so once I put them into the database, I just go simply do that. And then I know that it's already been entered. And so I was thinking for this new one, I went ahead and made different lines for the quarter. So I know this is all within the first quarter, second quarter, and then I can just look, I guess if we come down to third quarter here, I just won't highlight, like here's job exploration again, here's job exploration. I just won't highlight it. So I'll only put it in one time. So that for me, it's just like an all-in-one documentation form. And I like it because then afterwards, I usually will get, depending on how many times I meet with a student, I can just print that and stick it into their cumulative file. And it includes all of the little notes too. I don't always have time, just like everybody else said. I use my Google Calendar as well. So I can see, oh yeah, I met with these kids, and that jogs my memory a lot of times. But I try to do it every day. I try to do it as I go, but we know life happens. So sometimes it's just at the end of the week, I just put in those things just in case anybody ever needed to know how many times I was meeting with them. So I can share that too, that link if you want.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. I love seeing all these different ways. Oh yeah. One more. Kat Walker, are you on?
I am.
All right. You want to share what you do?
Sure. I have a spreadsheet right here. On my spreadsheet here, it's not going all the way to the top for some reason. It did that when I was on with Michelle the other day. But at the top of this, I do have the different quarters and the dates so that I can highlight which quarter I'm in for each student. Within those, I have the start date, the end date, and then I have a spot for notes. So if I do meet with them multiple times, I'm able to make that note within that category. I keep these in the front of a binder until I'm able to file them under the school that I'm delivering those pre-ETS at, because I don't have too many office days where I can do data and keep track of all of it. So yeah.
Love it. It's fun just to see how everybody's different, their brains work to track all of these things. That is lovely. And all of these things are something that peers here have said they're willing to share a template. And Triana is going to talk a little bit about templates here as well. And I know I've seen Michelle Pruden also put a link of something that she uses, and you guys are welcome to put links into things that you use, because we're creating a little library of resources for you here. Triana.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I talking to myself? I'm not. Awesome.
No, we
Okay. Usually I am. Hi, I'm Triana. I am the data coordinator for the Pre-ETS program. So Pre-ETS data coordinator, and I deal with all things data. So when you guys were inputting your information into the U of O database, at the end of each quarter, I'm the one who pulls that information off and makes sure it gets entered into our ORCA system, which is then reported to the government, RSA, in a report called the RSA 911 report. Super exciting stuff. I know. And today, Michelle's already gone through our data tracking tool, and I'm going to just briefly go over a couple of templates that I put together. And we're going to look at the first one. Can I share? Is that possible?
Yep.
Cool. How do I share?
There should be a green share button at the bottom.
It is a giant green share button. Okay. That one, huh? Okay. And we're going to look at this one first. This first one is actually a play on Deb Titus's. I got the opportunity to take a look at that, which was pretty cool. And so this is a play on that. It has the goals for the day, to-do list, phone calls and emails, a schedule. Now, the important part here is students to see. And so as you can see, we have the first, last name, SSID, date of birth, the service, and the start date. Any additional information you can go ahead and put down on notes. And we'll look at another one briefly. Hold on, sorry about that. It is here, I promise. Oh, it is here. There we go. This is a little. Oh, can you see it? Oh, go back again. Share again, please. All right, unpause it. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on a sec. Okay. There we go. Okay, can you see it now?
Now we can see it.
Yes.
Awesome. This one's a little bit more complicated, but it is more comprehensive as well. So this one contains, let's see if we've got, can you guys see that well? Okay. Okay, this one contains, this is very similar to the spreadsheets that we use in-house with our Pre-ETS coordinators. And so as you can see, you have SSID, the name, and any of the services. So this would be one quarter at a time. And as you can see down here at the bottom, you have your individual quarters already laid out. So this book here, it's the book, the workbook would be used for an entire year at a time. And so each student, as you can see, has one service per category. And when those services are completed, you can put the date in here that they were completed. And Michelle has suggested marking them off green or another color after you've entered it into the tool. So it's just kind of a system, but you don't have to do that either. This is all up to you. And these are just tools for you to use to help you organize and eventually get it into our Google form there. I'm sorry, not Google form, our Microsoft form. Yeah, oops. And as you can see, we have a VR intake date, if any. So if the student is also participating in VR, we do have that intake date there. You have notes, and here is an awesome key that Michelle put together right here. And there are also instructions on this one here, so you can kind of get an idea of an easy way to track or a simplified way to track. And this is what a blank spreadsheet would look like right here. And I am in the process of creating additional templates for you guys to use should you like to. And I will base some of them off of the feedback we've gotten today and some of the examples that have been provided. I may add just a little bit additional information, such as a field for SSID, a field for date of birth if it's not there, just very simple changes. And you can use these or you do not have to use these. This is 100% up to you, but they will be provided for your use if you'd like them. And does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, we have a couple of questions in the chat. The first
Awesome.
one, are we not going to be entering if the student is on an IEP or a 504?
You will be entering if the student is on an IEP or a 504. Yeah,
I don't think that was part of your form, was it?
No, I think the way that that's in the past database, it said, is the student on an IEP or 504?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I misunderstood. I'm sorry. I thought you meant if the student is on an IEP or 504, would you be entering the data into the database? Right. Yes, you would. Absolutely. But yeah, no, we're not recording that at present.
And then the next one is, are we entering students that are not VR yet? Are we adding up the total time spent for each type of service?
No. So yes, the first question, say the first question one more time.
Are we entering students that are not VR yet?
Correct. Yes, this is only for potentially eligible students. So or already eligible and in plan, right? So it's our pre-ETS students or plan students. And then no, we're not tracking time at this point in time.
No.
So
right now, this is an interim tool. We're using this kind of, as a stopgap right in between making a lot of changes. And so we're trying to simplify this as much as humanly possible for everybody. And so whatever we can do to make this easier for you, the transition, because all of us understand that there's a lot of change going on and change is never easy. So.
Then another one, can you provide links to each of these examples?
I don't presently have links, but we can work on that. And if not, I will send out a mass email with all of the examples for everyone to use. So I think that might be the best bet at this juncture because we do use different forms of opening our documents and such. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to take over the screen again because we got a few other things to wrap up. Ready for that? All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. We did the demo. Demo's done. We're saying the same thing again here. We're putting it in as many ways as we can to help everybody process this. What we're asking you to do is get into a rhythm where every week you're making time in your calendar to make sure that your data is good and solid and up to date. So we know you're busy. We know you're running around. Schedule some time for yourself, please, every week to look over that and make sure that you're keeping track of your data, whatever system it is that you might be using. I also wanted to take a second to myth bust here. I know you guys have heard us talk about VR needing to improve our data reporting accuracy, and that some of the data that we're entering isn't making its way to our quarterly federal reports. All of that is true. However, recording the data is so important. We have to figure this out. So if in any way, shape, or form you were thinking, well, it's not being reported to the feds, I don't need to do this, why does it matter? Erase that thought from your head. It's more important than ever. That's why we're simplifying it and paring it down to the very most essentials right now, because we have to figure out how to report this every quarter so that what we're really doing here and what we're capturing in this tool shows up in our federal quarterly reports. So super important. Make it a priority, please. All right, so that's weekly. Stay on top of that. Monthly, we want you to then schedule time in your calendar to go into the actual tool and enter the data that you've been keeping in whatever external system you have. Quarterly, you want to review where you're at. You want to try and make sure there's no new duplications, and you want to get ready for the next quarter as well. Remembering that we only want one pre-ETS per student per category per quarter in those 5 areas that are listed here. Okay, another really big change. I hope everybody's paying attention. No late entries. Okay, we're not going to be accepting any late entries at the end of the quarter anymore. It is causing too much backup on the back end. And all of those tiny little things could be contributing to when and where and why and how. We haven't figured out the accurate reporting yet. So we're going to have really firm cutoff dates. The dates that are right here that are on this slide are taken directly from our contracts. So if any data not entered by 5 p.m. on these dates aren't going to be counted for the quarter. So be sure again to make time in your calendar, too much time. Give yourself too much time. And give yourself, don't do it last minute, maybe do it a week before or something, but please do make this a priority if you're struggling with that or need advice on how to do that, or if you need one of us to support you with an admin to make this happen, reach out and let us know, okay? And we already went through all of that.
Will we be sending out those cute little reminder cards?
You will be getting this PowerPoint as a PDF, and there's an attachment, not a cute little card, sorry, you're just going to be getting an attachment with the dates on it, but you can print it out. Yeah, that's all. So I hope what you guys are hearing here is that we have many options for you. It's your option for tracking your data. And there's lots of different ways to do that, but the consistent things that we want, the consistent things you to keep track of that will make entering easier is the name of the pre-ETS category, the start date of the service, and a way to know whether or not you've already entered it. So you could cross it out, you could highlight a cell, you can do, whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong way as long as you're doing it. Where are we on time? Okay, next steps for you guys is to start using this pre-ETS data entry tool for services beginning this month. Okay, so anything that happened last week, anything that happens this week, anything going forward, until we get this portal and do some retraining in the future, many months from now, you're using this tool. The links for both the live tool and the training tool will be shared later today via email. And here we are again, weekly, monthly, quarterly, weekly, monthly, quarterly, weekly, schedule time in your calendar to stay on top of your data, monthly, enter information into the Y2B pre-ETS interim database. Quarterly, review your paperwork, enter only one pre-ETS per category, per student, per quarter. And drum roll, we're announcing VR Y2B office hours with Michelle, Triana, and others beginning Wednesday, April 19th. That's next Wednesday, I believe, not this one right here, but the very next Wednesday. We're gonna do half-hour snippets. They're drop-in. Okay, so every other Wednesday, 3 to 3:30, every other Monday, 12 to 12:30. Invitations will come later today. We already have the calendar invites created and we'll be sending it out to our all transition specialist email group. We'll cancel the ones that aren't going to happen due to, for instance, it being on a holiday or Michelle and Triana are on vacation or something. So if it's on your calendar, then it's happening. If it's canceled, then it's not happening. But the rhythm that we're trying to get into is every other Wednesday, every other Monday. Again, it's open space, so there's no agenda. You come with your questions and we try and help you and support you and get your questions answered. And it's just another place and a way to stay connected in this time of change. This will be the link. That'll be in the calendar invite, but put it there for you already. And just to clarify, your TAP is still your main contact through June for general Y2B topics. These guys are here, they're passionate, they want to help, they're invested, so they're still your go-to. Triana is your go-to for all things pre-ETS data. There's her email.
Oh, actually, that's not my email. It's close though. There's an H there. It's triana.h.weeks.
I will.
There's so many other Triana Weekses working for the state. I know.
Wait, I'm so glad you got that.
Would it help if Brianna just put her email in the chat so people can?
I can definitely do that. I'll
Wonderful.
do it right now.
Edit the slideshow here before I send it out in PDF.
We have one last question.
Okay.
Can you review the demographic data again, the categories and the breakdown in Latin students?
Yes. Hold on just one second. Trionic. All right. One questions. Okay, so we want to see, this concludes the PowerPoint. I'm gonna stop sharing that. And I'm gonna come over here to the tool. Share that. So I started from this page just so you guys can all see if you're actually in the tool, you can hit submit another response right there and it takes you to the beginning. Okay. Demographic data is ethnicity.
Yeah, I think they wanted this part.
Okay. Okay. Does that meet the need of the question or the request?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. What else you got for us here?
Awfully quiet.
A lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in. Absolutely. This is a huge change. So we're moving rapidly too.
So to recap, this is recorded. Everything we did here is recorded.
Mhm.
Will be posted on the YTP website, just where we always post our communities of practice on the YouTube channel. We're figuring out a way to get those over onto the VR website. That will happen by end of June. But you still go to the YTP website at U of O for now to see this. The PowerPoint will also be posted on the U of O website like they always are. In an email later today, you're going to get links to the live and the training tool, to the PowerPoint, a PDF of it, to the due dates of Pre-ETS. There will be forthcoming soon a condensed, just a little training demo of filling out the tool that's available as well. We have the communities of practice.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Oh, you're on mute, Triana. What are you laughing at?
Somebody was asking, is there an app?
Is there an app? Not yet. But actually the forms work really well on mobile devices. Just FYI, there is a mobile, I'll show you that actually really quickly. So, but also the new office hours, not communities of practice, the VR YTP office hours are another form of support. If you're like, what was I supposed to be doing? And that didn't sink in, I need to hear it all over again. Let us know, we're here for you. Okay, but I am going to show you this really quickly. See up here on the right, where it says computer? Well, there's a mobile version. And it formats to like an iPad or a phone or anything like that too, and it works pretty well. So just so you know. I think we can stop recording. Yeah.